different holiday games is an ever-growing task. Every holiday, you're jumping on the computer, Googling classroom games for your children, and you have to do this all year long. That's why in this video, that's why in this video, I'm going to share with you an entire year's worth of classroom games that you can play with your children all year long. Pretty much like an all-in-one holiday guide. So make sure you save this video and come back all year long. In addition to the games shared in this video, I also have an entire year's worth of holiday digital games also. Saving you money, time, and teaching you how to teach smarter, not harder, honey. I'm going to give you 7 really fun educational Valentine's Day games. These games are all minute-to-win-it games, and they all include these really cute hearts. So once you have your bag of conversation hearts, you'll be ready to begin. Our first game is the actual STEM game, and it is called the Heart Tower. For this game, everybody will have a stack of hearts. I suggest you giving everybody the same number of hearts. That way it's fair for everybody. And then you are going to set a 60-second timer. Now, each person will try to stack their hearts in one big tall pile, and the first person that stacks all their hearts without letting them fall will win. Now, if nobody can pile up their hearts in one tower within the 60 seconds, then when the timer goes off, whoever has the tallest tower would win. So we're throwing in a little bit of engineering skills. Our next game is called Heart Tic-Tac-Toe. Do. Did that look like my heart was coming out of my chest? I don't know, y'all. I just try to be entertaining. With Heart Tic-Tac-Toe, you'll simply divide up the hearts based on color to each player, and then you'll simply play tic-tac-toe where everybody takes turns. Of course, the object of the game is to be the first person to get 3 in a row, either vertically, diagonally, or horizontally. Next game is called Don't Drop My Heart. Each person will have 60 seconds to balance as many hearts as they can in a spoon, and that spoon will be in their mouth. So the only thing their hands can do is put a heart onto the spoon, and when the timer goes off, whoever has the most hearts balanced in their spoon will win. Our next game is called the Love Song. Aww. Can you sing? Well, you really don't need to sing to play this game, so let's just get to it. Everybody will grab one conversation heart and look at what phrase is written on the heart. Each person will come up with a one-liner that includes that phrase. Then you are going to play a really fun instrumental beat to a song. Everybody will then go around in circles and state their rhyme that of course has the phrase that was in the heart. Y'all got me? Okay. Anyways, everybody says their rhyme and every person goes around a circle, and collectively you guys just made a really funny love song. My rhymes are so sweet, you can smell my feet.
She said she wants peace, so we went to look at geese.
He thought I was cute, so I said text me.
My rhyme's so nice they can put it on ice.
She said call me, so I put my phone on D&D.
Now I suggest recording this for laughter for the future. And if you wanted to, you can have people go multiple times and give them multiple hearts, so they'll have multiple lines to drop on the beat. Coming in at game number 5, we have Toss Your Heart. In this game, you want to toss a heart, but just don't drop it. What you would do is write on some Dixie cups or disposable cups, doesn't really matter, the phrases that are also written on your heart. Then you will simply scatter the cups along a wall or along a table, and each person must be able to toss the heart with the designated phrase into that cup. Now, this can really be tricky depending on how far or how close you have everybody tossing the heart. This game is only done in 60 seconds, so whoever can get the most hearts in the correct cups in 60 seconds will win. This really teaches children how to recognize certain words. Our next game is called Guess How Many? Probably not the most creative title. In Guess How Many, everybody will need to be blindfolded. because I'm recording, I'm just gonna wear shades. Once blindfolded, everybody will be given the same number of hearts. Then when you say go, each person must quickly count and figure out how many hearts you just gave them. Remember, you gave everybody the same amount of hearts. So whoever is the first person to yell out the correct number of hearts would win. Now I bet you I could count faster than you. Now before we get into our last game, let me tell you about this video where I am giving you some virtual Valentine's Day games. And the really cool thing about those games is it does say virtual games, but they can also all be played in person just like these games. Alright, so let's get into our last game, and our last game is called The Secret Admirer. Aww. You gotta remember having secret admirers? Maybe y'all still have secret admirers. I guess my secret admirer would be my husband. I mean, it's not really secret anymore. In this game, everybody will be given one conversation heart and they won't look at what it is. So I suggest putting like a cup or a napkin or something in front of everybody so that they don't see their heart. But everybody else will simply take turns looking at each person's heart. Really similar to headbands where you don't know which card or which heart you have, but everybody else does know. Then each person will then take turns and they will simply only ask yes or no questions until they can figure out which color heart they have and what saying they have on their heart. So they can ask simple yes or no questions until they guess both things. Is mine pink?
Yes.
Hey! Awesome.
Is mine's pink?
No. Does mine say peace?
No.
Yes, it is white. Is mine 2 words?
Yes. Is mine green?
No.
Is mine one word?
Is the first word more than 4 letters?
No.
Does the first word of mine have an I in it?
Yes.
Is my name White Kiss Me?
Yes. Hey, Taryn won.
What color was mine?
They gotta.
Orange?
Once a person guesses both games, they won and they're out the game, and they can simply watch until each person has finished and they figured out their heart. And you get it? The heart is their secret admirer. Ha! They're figuring it out. I hope y'all got that. Or you can play the first person that guesses their heart wins. Woo! You just got lucky because I'm about to give you 5 very fun St. Patrick's Day games for kids. Now, our first game is called Bet Your Luck. And with this game, every child will need to cut out their own shamrock. This also helps increase their fine motor skills. Anyways, once every child has a shamrock, what children will do is go ahead and guess and predict their favorite 3 numbers and put those numbers in the 3 leaves. Now, you get to choose if you want children to play with 1 dice, meaning the numbers they're choosing have to be between the numbers 1 and 6. Or if you want children to play with 2 dice, they get to choose a number 2 through 12. Clearly, 2 dice is going to be a little bit harder. Now, once your child has a cut up shamrock and they have their dice, they are ready to bet their luck. Children will start to roll their dice to see if they actually rolled the number that they wrote on their shamrock. Give children a number to aim for, and every time they roll their lucky number on their shamrock, they will get a point, and their goal is to try to make it to your lucky number. Now, you can even make this game a little bit more challenging if you tell children that they have to find numbers that are more or less than the number that they just rolled. Now, our next game is called Test Your Luck, and just like the last game, you can play with just 1 player. With this game, you will get on the Crowd Party app. I love Crowd Party, y'all. So, children are gonna have to see if they are smarter than a 5th grader. When you get on Crowd Party app, you'll see the Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grade game right there at the top under Featured Games. Children will actually go through that game and see if they're actually smarter than a 5th grader. Hence, test your luck. If you want to play this game with more than 10 people, you will need a subscription. Don't worry, I actually have a coupon code down below in the description. Make sure you check that out. Now, our next game is called Lucky Me. Now, with this game, all children playing will need their own deck of cards. What you will secretly do is pull out 1 card from the deck. If you're playing this with more than 1 child, you'll make sure you pull out this same card in every player's deck of cards. Children will try to see exactly how fast they can figure out which card you pulled out the deck. Let's see how lucky they really are. Don't you guys just love my St. Patrick's Day wand? Now our next game is an oldie but goodie, but if you're like me, you like to do things that are just a little bit over the top. So go ahead and grab all the really cool green things you could possibly find and go ahead and spread them all around the room and have children play I Spy. Now in the St. Patrick's Day version of I Spy, you will pick one of the green objects and children will have to guess to figure out if they can find which green object you are referring to. Once a child figures out what you're talking about, then it's their turn and they get to I Spy another green object. Now we're on to our last game. I love a good game of Jeopardy, and coming in at game number 5 we have the St. Patrick's Day Jeopardy game. Children will simply choose a category and point, and they will have to figure out the question that gives them the answer on the screen. For every correct question, they get a point. If they miss it now, go ahead and subtract those points. Today we're gonna go over 5 family fun Easter games. So our first game is a good old relay race. All you need is some plastic spoons, or real spoons if you really want to, and good old plastic eggs. You're gonna divide your family into 2 teams and they are going to walk. Now if you want to be complicated, you can have them hop on 1 foot without dropping the egg. And if they drop the egg, they have to go back to the front. Now I have already marked both ending points. They have to go around the yellow banana, is what I had at home. Use anything you already have at home. And then they have to come back and give their spoon and egg to their next person. And the first team who makes it all the way back wins. Are you guys ready? Yay! All right. We are going to do a little egg toss. All right, you're gonna get a table and you're going to set up some cups. Now I have 10 cups in a triangular shape. And you're gonna stand on the other side of the table and you have to toss the egg into the cup. You will have 60 seconds to see how many eggs you can successfully get into a cup. Now because the toss might be a little hard, if you want to have a spot man like I will be doing on the other side to just make sure that the cups don't just fly off the table. Alright, remember this was each man for himself. So I've set a timer on our phone. On your march, get set, go. Is a typical Easter egg game, and it is a Easter egg hunt, but this time you're going to work in teams, and you can actually do it where you have different teams that have to look for different colors. You can spice it up by putting different rewards in them. Now for ours, they have special surprises in them. Some are empty and some have money. We are going to do it by team. So one team is going to hide the eggs on one side of the house, the other team is going to hide their eggs on the other side of the house. So both teams get a chance of hiding eggs and both teams get a chance of finding eggs. But if you wanted to spice things up, you could have them all spread out together and you can have certain teams look for different colored eggs. So, are you guys ready? Yes! Alright, so once both teams have hidden their eggs, it's time to go hunt. And now both teams are going to swap the size of the house and try to see how many eggs they can find. Now, if you want to make it a little complicated, you can have a time limit. For example, you can say 3 minutes to find all the eggs. So for example, we just hid 10 eggs, so I'm gonna give us a 2-minute time to find all 10 eggs. That's reasonable. Are you ready, you guys? Yeah! On your mark, get set, go! Is an Easter STEM activity, and we are going to stack Easter eggs and see whose tower is the tallest. We are going to be competing for pieces, so I have all the pieces in the middle. And when I say pieces, I mean you're going to have half opened eggs, so you can't have the eggs that are stuck together. You'll have to kind of break them apart. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to kind of compete with each other until all the pieces are gone and see who has the biggest tower. Now here's the catch. If your tower falls, you have to put all your pieces back in the pile and start all over again. When you're marked, get set, go. Easter eggs. What you will need is a bowl. You will fill it with water and then put all sorts of Easter eggs in the bucket. Then you will grab some kitchen tools that will allow you to scoop up the eggs. So each team will need a different tool. If you have the same ones, that'll be great. If not, anything will do. And you're going to divide your family into 2 teams. If you just have 2 people, there's your 2 teams right there. And what you're going to do, for example, we have 2 people on each team. So we're going to alternate every other person for the eggs. And you're going to set your timer for 2 minutes. And you're going to see how many eggs you can get out of the bucket. And then you will put your eggs in your team's bucket. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to make things a little complicated, you could have certain colors that each team has to get. For us, I did big eggs and small eggs. So each big egg that you get is worth 1 point. Each small egg that you get is worth 2 points. So at the end, we will see which team scored the most points. Are you guys ready?
Yeah! Let's do this!
Get set, go. Now, this wouldn't be a fun educational channel if I didn't help you have some good old family fun for Independence Day. So today I'm going to give you 10 really fun family games that you can play with your family for 4th of July. Now, if you're not celebrating 4th of July this year, you can certainly use these same games for June 19th. And then you will simply just change up the colors from red, white, and blue to black, red, and green. Game number 1 is some good old capture the flag freeze tag. Now, you will need 2 flags, and you will put those flags on either end of your backyard. You will then divide up your family into 2 teams, the red team and the blue team. Each team will start out by going to their flag. The object of this game is to go to the other half of the backyard to capture the other team flag and then bring that flag back to your base. Now we're adding a dab of freeze tag to it, so if another person on the other team tags you, then you have to freeze exactly where you are. The only way somebody can get unfrozen is if their teammate comes and taps them. Then they can continue to run. Now, if all team members are frozen, they can have a reset by walking back to their base together, and then they're able to rejoin the game. If one person had the flag during this, then that person must stop where they are, put the flag in the ground exactly where they left off, and then go back to their base and restart again. The first team to capture the other team flag and bring it back to their base wins.
Ready, set, go!
The next game is a balloon hunt, and for this game, each person will have to donate $1 to the pot. You will stuff some red, white, and blue balloons with each person's dollar. You will then write on a sticky note or sheet of paper the word winner, and then stuff another balloon with the winning sheet of paper. You can divide up and have each person start hiding certain balloons. Then everybody disperse and tries to find and pop as many balloons as they possibly can. Each time they pop a balloon, they'll either get $1 or they'll be the winner. At the end, everybody has to give the dollars they found to the person who actually popped the winning balloon. The next game is called Red, White, and Blue Tag. And for this game, all you will need is strips of red, white, and blue paper. Each person gets a little strip of paper and they will secretly hide what color they have. The object of this game is to be the first person that collects red, white, and blue. Everybody will have their paper and they'll have to go around and tag another person. Once you tag someone, that person has to give you their piece. So you have to be strategic in who you actually want to tag. Now, if you're out of your papers because people have tagged you, you're still in the game because you still have the power to run around and tag another person. The first person to collect all 3 colors wins. The next game is called Presidential Points. And for this game, you will need 4 red plates. On each plate, you're gonna write 5, 10, 15, and 20. Now for me, I didn't want to write directly on the plate, so I actually wrote on a red sticky note and just put the sticky note onto the plate. Once you have your plates, you will spread out the plates. You're gonna go 5, 10, 15, and 20. You will then need to go grab some good old bean bags. Each round consists of the actual number of bean bags you have thrown by one person. For example, we have 4 bean bags, so each person had the opportunity to throw all 4 bean bags. At the end of their turn, we went ahead and calculated their points for that team. Then it was the next team's turn, and then you continue to rotate players. The object of this game is to be the first team to reach 100 points without going over. If you go over 100 points, then that last round does not count, and you have to do that round all over again until you hit exactly 100 points. This next game is called Gotta Catch 'Em All, and you'll need some good old ping pong balls. Go ahead and get a set for $1 at the Dollar Tree, and you will spray paint 2 red, 2 blue, and leave 2 white. Each team will get a red, white, and blue ball. You will also need a table, water guns, and some cups. Each team will secretly put their red, white, and blue balls in 3 cups. They will also get 3 more cups that they will leave empty. Each team will line up their 6 cups along the edge of the table. So each team will be facing the other team's cups. Each member will grab their water gun and shoot the cup that they think has a ping pong ball in it. That person will continue to shoot that cup until the cup flies off of the table. And then you will get to see if one of the ping pong balls was actually in that cup. Each round you will rotate red team and blue team and continue to rotate players for each team until the first team finds all 3 ping pong balls. The next game is a good old family relay race. And with this game, everybody is working as one team. So there's not a red team or blue team. It's just one great family team. And for this game, you'll need any object that's red, white, and blue. And you will use that object to mark the ending point of the relay race. You will then get a toilet paper roll and spray paint that toilet paper roll, either red or blue. And this will be your baton to pass from one player to the next. Each member of your family will line up in a line. The object of this game is for each person to complete the relay race before the timer goes out. Now the timer amount depends on how many people are actually playing the game. So if you have 5 people, you're going to subtract 2 minutes. So 5 people must complete the relay race in 3 minutes. If you have 4 family members, you must complete the relay race in 2 minutes. You get it, just subtract 2 from however many people are in your family. If your family beats the timer, then you guys won, yay! It's time to celebrate. If the timer beats you, then somebody needs to stretch. Now you know, we love a good scavenger hunt. So the next game is a 4th of July scavenger hunt. Each team will grab 3 objects, a red, white, and blue object. You will divide up your red and blue teams. One team will hide their objects inside, and one team will hide their objects outside. Once all your objects are hidden, each team will swap locations and try to locate all of the opposing team's objects. Whichever team is the first team to send a picture of all 3 objects to all family members wins. Our next game is called Touchdown! Woo-hoo! And for this game, you will need a football and a red and blue object to mark your actual touchdown zones. Now for us, we use blue and red pool noodles to mark each side of the football field. You will divide up your family once again into two teams, a red team and a blue team. And you are ready to play some good old family football. Now instead of tackling, I suggest you do a good old tap, and that way everybody's safe. Now like football, the object of this game is to be the first team to get the football across your team's noodle. Now when you set up the football field, you'll have the red marker on the opposite side of the red team and the blue marker on the opposite side of the blue team. This way they can actually run through the field and make a touchdown. And of course, like football, the object of this game is to be the first team to actually score a touchdown. Hut hut, let's go! Now you might have seen this next game on this video, but we had so much fun filming this video, I had to do this game all over again. And our next game is some good old 4th of July ball balance. You will gather all those random balls around the house into one big bucket. And then each team will need a red bucket and a blue bucket. And you will set those buckets on one side of your yard. On the other side of your yard, you have all those balls. You will divide up your family into two teams, a red team and a blue team. Each team will put their bowl on their head. His hand must stay on the bowl at all times. Their other hand will be used to grab the balls and put them into the bowl. Then they have to run across to their bucket and empty the balls into the bucket. Make sure a person doesn't just do this because that would be cheating. But they have to keep this bowl on the top of their head even when they're dumping the balls out of the bowl. Then they have to run back to their next team member and of course give them the bowl. And the first team to get their bucket filled with balls wins. It's a good old water gun fight. Who doesn't love a really fun water gun fight? Each team will simply get their water guns and go spray the other team. Now for this, I went all in. But the object of this game is to be the team that doesn't quit. So if you have a family member that says, okay, I'm done, I wave the white towel, I gotta go inside, I'm over this, then their entire team forfeits the game and the other team wins. Halloween comes with its own set of worries in and of itself. I mean, you have to worry about carving pumpkins, wearing costumes. I mean, who doesn't like to dress up? You have to worry about buying candy, and let's not talk about the fact that you have to worry about plain old creepy people. That was weird. The truth is, you have so much to worry about when it comes to Halloween that you should not have to worry about what games to play with children. So today I'm going to give you 5 really fun Halloween games for kids. And make sure you stick around all the way to the end because at the end I'm going to be giving you a bonus Halloween activity. Now, our first game is called Pumpkin Frankenstein Zombie. And with this game, all players will need to gather in a circle. They will start off by facing the wall, meaning everybody's facing outward. When you say 1, 2, 3, turn, all players will turn facing the inside of the circle. Once inside, they will have to pose as a pumpkin, a Frankenstein, or a zombie. Now, this is a group game, meaning everybody's actually working together, and the objective of this game is for everybody to pose as the exact same Halloween character. So this game requires everybody to use their problem-solving skills, and you'll continue to say 1, 2, 3, turn until all players are either a pumpkin, a Frankenstein, or a zombie. Now coming in at game number 2, I have the Halloween Search and Find. This is actually one of my digital games, so if you want to play this game, the link is down below in the description. This game is done in 4 different rounds. Each round is 25 seconds. During those 20 seconds, all players will have to count up all the Halloween items shown on the screen. Now, this game also comes with a printable for all children to sit there and count each item. At the end of the round, the answers will appear on the screen and tell kids if they got the answer right or wrong. The objective of this game is to correctly count all the Halloween items. Of course, each round gets harder and harder, thus making this very challenging and really fun for all ages. Now coming in at game number 3, we have the best looking pumpkin. And no, nobody's gonna have to sit here and dress up like a pumpkin. Although that would be fun. With the best looking pumpkin, everybody will need a sheet of paper and something to write with. Every child will also need to be blindfolded. You'll set a timer for 60 seconds, and during those 60 seconds, every child will try to create a pumpkin without being able to see. They might not even be writing on the sheet of paper. When the timer goes off, all kids will take off their blindfold and look, and the kids will actually get to judge and see who had the best looking blindfolded pumpkin. Now this next game you guys are absolutely gonna love. But our next game is called the Halloween costume. And with this game, all players will need to get in one single file line. They'll also need a sheet of paper and something to write with. They'll put the sheet of paper on the back of the person in front of them in the line. Now this game is another game where everybody is working together in order to win the game. The person in the back will start off by drawing a really dope Halloween costume. Everybody will then draw on the sheet of paper in front of them what they feel the person in the back is drawing on their back. So you can imagine how funny the costume will get. Once everybody is done drawing their Halloween costume, everybody's gonna take the person in the front's paper and compare it with the person in the back's paper and see how aligned their costumes were. Now, you know I couldn't do a Halloween game video without having a really dope educational Halloween game. So, coming in at game number 5, we have the Halloween game. And this game is really simple. All you'll do is spell the word Halloween on the board, or every child can write Halloween on the top of a sheet of paper. You'll set a timer for 60 seconds. During the 60 seconds, all kids must figure out how many new words they can make using the letters in Halloween. When the timer goes off, whoever had the most words wins. Now, our bonus Halloween activity is definitely the candy challenge. Da, 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 da. This game will require our kids to use all their different senses except for their sense of sight. You will choose one candy where kids will have to guess exactly what candy it is just by hearing you crumble the wrapper. The next piece of candy, kids will have to guess simply by tasting it. The next piece of candy, people will have to smell it. And of course, the last piece of candy, you will allow children to actually pass and touch the candy. Of course, the object of this activity is to guess all 4 types of candy correctly. Are you looking for a way to spice up Thanksgiving with some educational fun games that you can play either virtually or in person? Well, this is the video for you, because today I'm going to give you 5 really fun Thanksgiving educational games that you can play online or in person. Let's just jump into our first game. Now, game number 1 is called Gobble, and that's simply because if you get somebody out, you can yell Gobble. Now, this game does require everybody on the call to know how to spell. So in order to play Gobble, everybody will have a turn order. So you'll say your first, second, third, fourth, fifth. If you're in person, everybody can just get in one big circle and you start off with somebody and do clockwise. Whichever way you want to do it, just make sure everybody knows whose turn is next. Then one person will start off by saying one word related to the holiday. And then whatever letter that word ends with, the next person starts their word with that letter. Turkey.
Yearly.
Yeast.
Thankful.
Love.
Eat.
Things.
Supper.
That was a good one. Ribeye.
Everyone. I'm too good.
Egg.
Grateful.
And then you'll continue to do this in rounds until somebody gets out. Then let's talk about how you can get out. Somebody is out when they can't think of a word within 3 to 5 seconds. You know the flow of a game. They'll sit there and go, you're out. And everybody says, gobble. That's just for dramatic sound effects. Our next game is called Thanksgiving. Ha! I was really creative with that title. With Thanksgiving, everybody will need something to write with, like a sheet of paper or even a dry erase board. If everybody is face to face, they will write the word Thanksgiving at the top of their paper. If you're playing virtually, like on Zoom or Microsoft Teams, you will use the whiteboard feature and spell out the word Thanksgiving in nice big letters. Then you will set a timer for 2 minutes. Within those 2 minutes, everybody on the call has to figure out how many different words they can come up with using the letters in Thanksgiving. They don't have to keep the letters in order. They can kind of unscramble the letter, and then they simply try to figure out how many new words they can figure out using the same letters in the word Thanksgiving. When the timer goes up, everybody simply counts up how many words they found using the letters in Thanksgiving, then figure out who had the most words. I could have made this really complicated, but I kept it simple. Now, both those games develop logic and spelling, so let's do something a bit more exciting. And next, we're gonna kind of work out our gross motor skills, because coming in at game number 3 is the turkey dance. With the turkey dance, you will simply play a song that everybody can hear, and then you will pause the song. And everybody has to pause. And if somebody doesn't pause, they're out. And you'll continue to play and pause the game until everybody's out of the game. If you don't want a winner, you don't have to. Just keep doing it because it's really fun. However, there is a catch. There's always a catch in one of my games. Everybody has to dance like a turkey. That means their hands are up and they're dancing like a turkey. Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble. I don't know if that's really how turkeys dance, but I imagine it is. So everybody dances like a turkey. When you press pause, they pause. Ta-da! Coming in at game number 4 is the eating contest. Are you hungry? I hope you are. The eating contest is pretty much like concentration, so you will need the beat. Can you join me? Come on. Okay, you got it. Alright, so in concentration, everybody will do that beat, and once again, everybody will have turn orders, like you'll go first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Then, what you will do on your turn, you will simply state something that you eat on Thanksgiving. You cannot repeat any food that has already been stated.
Mac and cheese.
Stuffing.
Turkey.
Ham.
Green beans.
Yams.
Cake for dessert.
If you cannot figure out something to eat on your beat, then you're out, and everybody laughs. Ha! Yeah, it's pretty funny. Pie.
I lost.
Now, object of the game is to eat as much as you can and not get out. And you're eating by saying good old Thanksgiving food. Just a little disclaimer, this game might make you a little bit hungry. Alright, so let's move into our last game. And coming in at game number 5 is turkeys and pilgrims. Yes, you heard me. Turkeys and pilgrims. It starts off with one person secretly choosing somebody in their head. So they will not tell anybody who they chose. They will just simply look around or look on Zoom or wherever you guys are, either in person or online. They will choose one person in their head, right? Once they have that person, they'll say, all right, you guys, I'm ready. Then on the count of 3, you'll say 1, 2, 3. And everybody will either pose as a turkey or a pilgrim.
1, 2, 3, go.
Then whoever picked out their secret person in their head say, oh, the secret person was Taryn. And whoever did the same movement as Taryn, either a turkey or a pilgrim, they get a point. Then Taryn now chooses the next secret person in his head, and he doesn't tell anybody. He'll say, all right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go. And then that person will choose the next person, and etc. Now, Christmas is right around the corner, and let's be honest, most Christmas games are really fun, but not a lot of them teach your child anything. So today I'm going to share with you 10 really fun Christmas games that are also educational. Now, our first game is called Unscramble. And with Unscramble, you're really unscrambling and scrambling again the letters in the word Christmas. Everybody will have a sheet of paper with the word Christmas at the top. You will set a timer for 2 minutes, and everybody will see how many new words they can make using the same letters in the word Christmas. The objective of this game is to be the person that comes up with the most words at the end of 2 minutes. Now, of course, this Unscramble game definitely helps with spelling. The next game is actually a game I actually created. It is an on-screen Christmas game, and it is called Beat the Buzzer Letter Recognition. And what you will do is simply play the video and have your children see if they can actually beat the buzzer by making it to the end of the video without getting out. The game is done in 11 rounds, and the objective of the game is to make it all the way to the end of the video. In order to make it through a round, you cannot miss more than 2 letters. Now, I suggest if your child kind of already knows their letters, go ahead and make it harder and say they can only miss 1 letter or they can't miss any letters at all. You can adjust the difficulty level, that's all up to you. And all you simply do is play the video and children will get an opportunity to yell the letters and see if they're correct, and of course see if they can beat the buzzer. And clearly this helps with letter recognition. I've included the link down below in the description and also down below in the comments. Our next game is Marshmallow Tower. So this game is pretty much a STEM game that will help with problem solving and good old engineering skills. You will set a timer for 3 minutes and give every single person 1 bag of marshmallows. The object of the game is to be the one that makes the tallest tower. When the buzzer goes off at 3 minutes, everybody must step back away from their tower and then see whose tower was the tallest. If you need to use a ruler for this, then go ahead and use a ruler, and that will also bring in a little math. Now, since I showed you 1 on-screen game, let's jump into game number 4, which is another on-screen game, only this time we're doing number recognition. So game number 4 is Beat the Buzzer number recognition style. And then I tell you, it's the Christmas theme version. Oh yeah. Like before, the object of this game is to make it all the way to the end of the video without getting out during the 11 rounds. Only this time as children try to beat the buzzer, they're doing numbers instead of letters. Now coming in at game number 5 is the alphabet Christmas game. Yes, everybody has their sheet of paper and they have the letters A all the way through Z. You will say, and go. And once you say go, everybody will try to figure out a Christmas related word that starts with each letter of the alphabet. The first one to have their paper all the way filled out wins. And as soon as they're done, they'll yell, Christmas! And then everybody can see all of their words and make sure they're actually related to Christmas. But this is really fun because 1, everybody's kind of like competitive trying to figure out these words. And it also helps with beginning letter sounds. If you wanted to make this even more challenging, you can say if they have a misspelled word, that word doesn't count. Now that makes it tricky. When sharing the winner's words with everybody, if a word does not relate to Christmas, or everybody says, yeah, you can't use that, then the game continues. So now we're gonna work out our gross motor skills in one of my favorite games. But our next game is Simon Says Christmas Style. So what Simon Says, one person will actually host the game. And they will say, Simon says do, and they're gonna say an activity that you typically do around Christmas that makes everybody get up and move. That way everybody has to get up and kind of do the activity. So you could say, Simon says, act like you're opening presents. Simon says, stop. Simon says, act like you just saw Santa. Simon says, jump up with joy. Simon says, act like you're under a mistletoe. So the object of the game is to not get out. And in order to get out, that just means that somebody either did something or stopped doing something, and the person that's hosting the actual game didn't say Simon says. So each time you want somebody to do something, you must say Simon says gallop like Rudolph. And if you say stop galloping like Rudolph and you didn't say Simon says, whoever stopped, they're out. And you'll continue to do this, but just make it fun. You can say Simon says, act like you're going down the chimney like Santa. I love to see that. That sounds pretty funny. Yeah, y'all should do that one. Our next game is the Christmas morning game. Yeah, y'all can tell when I make up a game because the title is just very creative. But the Christmas morning game is a game where everybody will kind of work as one big group, and you guys are going to pretend that it is Christmas morning. Now everybody must have a turn order, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. Each time a person goes, they'll say Christmas morning I, and then they will say an action and a gesture. Christmas morning I open my eyes and yawn. Then the next person will add an action and a gesture to what the first person says. And each time a person goes, another action and gesture is added until somebody forgets. So this game really helps develop memorization. Oh yeah. And it also adds in a little bit of gross motor.
On Christmas, I open my eyes and yawn. And then I go downstairs to see what Santa Claus got. And then I drink a cup of milk.
This morning I open my eyes and yawn. And then I run downstairs to see what Santa Claus gave me. And then I drink a cup of milk. And then I remember I didn't brush my teeth. So I run back upstairs to brush my teeth. And then I brush my teeth, run back downstairs and eat. And then I wake up mom and dad. My favorite Christmas game is actually coming up next. This game was one of my grandmother's favorite Christmas games. And as a child, we used to always play this. And I would always want to be the winner because I wanted a present. Duh. And we would always play this on Christmas Eve. So coming in at game number 9 is Twas the Night Before Christmas. My grandmother probably made this up. I don't know where she got this game from. But you will need the book, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And you'll also need something to pass around. Now, my grandmother used to pass around gifts until she upgraded to this fancy old Santa Claus that came along with the 'Twas the Night book. I think she probably got it from Hallmark. But I'll also include the link to the book down below in the description. And what you'll do is you'll have one person read the story, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Everybody else will gather in one circle. Then they're going to pass around the gift or pass around the Santa Claus each time they hear the word the.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
This really helps developing listening skills because everybody wants to be the winner. It's almost like musical chairs, only it's like musical Santa Claus. Yeah, that would have been a horrible name too. Anyways, when the book is over, whoever is holding the Santa Claus or gift, they actually get a gift and they get a prize. So everybody loves to play this game over and over and over again. And it's a really fun game if you're going to play it on Christmas Eve. Coming in at game number 10 is the Christmas Memory Box. What you will do is you will fill a box with random Christmas related objects. Make sure the objects aren't stacked on top of each other, but you just want them kind of spread out so that everybody can see what is in the box. Then you're going to pass the box around, giving everybody at least like 30 seconds to look at the box. And then you're going to remove the box and give everybody a sheet of paper and see who was the first person that can remember everything that was in the Christmas memory box. And then of course that person wins. It'd be nice to win a present or something. I mean, you could really just go to the Dollar Tree and ta-da, there's the gift. You can also play this game by once you remove the box, setting a 2-minute timer, and then seeing who actually remembered the most objects wins. Either way, the objective is the same. It's nice to have exciting, engaging games to play on the holidays with your children, but what about the rest of the year? That's why it's important for you to watch this video so you can not only spark up engagement during the holidays, but the rest of the school year also.